It is stated that history never forgets the date, the time, and the location where it occurs. Yesterday being 1st of September 2025, there was a court judgment in Finland between Nigerian government, British government, and eventually the Finland government. To many, this was a winning point, jubilation within the context of those who do not want the pursuit of Biafra, the mission for which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa have taken for the restoration of Biafran nation. However, many were jubilating, or many jubilated when they heard the news. The internet exploded with news from Finland reported first by the BBC and later by the Nigerian news channels, newspapers, and also the bloggers. The BBC and the Nigerian mainstream media channels represented the interest of federal government of Nigeria, Britain, and Finland, officially represented by the Nigerian Chief of Army Staff, Christopher Musa, represented the interest of Nigeria, Britain, and Finland against the Igbos of Southeast and the Biafra at large, represented by Simon Ekpa. These had captions like Simon sentenced to 6 years, while others like the BBC captioned his headline with Nigerian secessionist activist jailed for terrorism in Finland. The sentencing of a lower court of Finland at Lahti meant much to them. However, the interpretation depends on mindset and the psychological understanding of the games and parameters underlying the allegations, diplomatic journeys, and the court proceedings. In this news, it is important to interpret it in the spirit of Pan-Africanism, as laid down by the leaders and founders of above organization, which was established to fight for independence from African colonialists and neo-colonialists, of which Nigeria, represented by the government of APC from 2015 to the present date, for which President Tinubu is paddling the canoe of APC as a continuity of the foundation of their master, the late Muhammadu Buhari, as the British neo-colonialists, as well as the participation of the old colonialists, the British government of the day, paddled by Mr. Starmer, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom. Going back to the Pan-African movement, it is a worldwide movement of people of African descent that advocate for political unification, solidarity, and cultural consciousness among Africans and the diaspora, aiming to overcome racial injustice, colonialism, and white supremacy within African political and administration. Indeed, Pan-Africanism was seen as the necessary philosophy around which all people of African descent should unite to develop strategies against racial injustice, inequality, and ending colonialism or neocolonialism in Africa, which Nigerian government of the day is practicing in collaboration with Western allies controlled by Britain. Unfortunately, most of African leaders today have become puppets and neo-colonialists, promoting the interests of their masters to the detriment of their own people. And this is what is going on and have caused a lot of problems within African politics. However, there is no doubt that Britain have fulfilled their mission. Nigerian government and those who are not keen to the development of Nigeria, to the regionalization of Nigeria, as well as the separation of Nigeria, which the activists like Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and others are pursuing with earnest to ensure equity, justice, and fair distribution of the nation's resources. For those who are jubilating over the stated sentence of 6 years against Mazi Simon Ekpa, there is one thing everyone must learn in this very case between the southeast of Nigeria, represented by Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, versus the government of Nigeria and Britain. And what should that be? Yes, the Bible says, notably in the book of Ecclesiastes, there is nothing happening today that is truly new, but has happened before. That means that the imprisonment or the pronouncement of the Lahti lower court in Finland is not new. Many African leaders, called the liberators, have suffered this type of sentencing in one way or the other. No leader, no patriotic leader that have achieved independence in Africa that did not go through this channel, and it was established and controlled by British government at any point in time. We will get to that. This biblical chapter and verse of Ecclesiastes is telling the jubilators that what has happened before will happen again. And that is what has happened to Mazi Simon Ekpa, because these things have happened to those who fought in the 60s and 70s, 80s. It is not new, and it will continue to happen as long as people want freedom from the neo-colonialists and the colonialists. Therefore, there is nothing new, there is nothing to jubilate about, because there are other options left open, which the counsel for Mazi Simon Ekpa has pronounced already. He will take the case further to a higher court in Finland. Therefore, the jubilators should realize that there is nothing new in the world at large. Looking at the method for which the case was brought against Mazi Simon Ekpa, it was born out of malice and cover-up and envy that rules Igbo land, Igbos and Biafrans at large. In most cases, many of the people do not seek knowledge, but flips with their mouth. This is the main reason why, when the news about the sentencing of Simon Ekpa, BBC was the first to disclose this. British government is influencing what is going on in Finland. There are reasons to state that. Today, the British government is acting as European military leader without NATO, promising to help Finland if Russia comes against them. That instigates the mind of the Finnish government, while Trimbo's government becomes the financial backer of the proceedings. It is important to state that Igbos and Biafrans should remove emotions that runs in their nerves and their system and replace them with righteousness of being truthful to themselves and being straightforward. This is equivalent of what is called love, not envy. While envy causes disorder and every vile practice within the society, all these are caused by enviness. Igbos are too envious. That is the problem they have in everything they do. It is because of this enviness that the governors, the politicians in the Southeast cannot sit down and bring one person to represent them in any political issue. This syndrome has denied them major political positions and bringing amenities down to the southeastern region of Nigeria. Therefore, it is necessary Igbos and Biafrans should abhor malice whose product is unprovoked desire of producing evil to one another. It is therefore important to say that anyone saying Simon Ekpa is sentenced to 6 years is wrong. The reality is that the APC government of Tinubu, representing Southwest APC and Northern Nigerian clique of APC, as well as Britain, sentenced the Igbos 6 years imprisonment. If you do not believe it, it will come to your eyes very soon. But thank goodness that the lawyer is going to appeal against this sentencing of a nation called Biafra in disguise. This literal interpretation means that if you are an Igbo citizen, count yourself as receiving a sentence of 6 years. Likewise, if you are a Biafran within the confinement of Biafran territory, whether you are a senator, member of National Assembly, minister, governor, deputy governor, members of House of Assembly, commissioners, or local government chairman, irrespective of what you may think you are all prisoner of Lahti lower court, Finland. The judgment that has been passed, not to Ekpa, but to the entire nation. It is high time everyone start understanding the politics and know what they are doing to themselves. Igbos of scattered politics and policy. This does not exclude those who complained or who made the complaint to Finland, those who supplied evidence, those who testified. You are all sentenced to 6 years imprisonment by the Lahti court, because there Biafra was mentioned, there the activities and the issue of Biafra between 1966 to the present day was mentioned. You are all Biafrans by context of the territorial integrity and citizenship, as long as you are within the territorial zone. So there is no exclusion, whether you are part or not. You are all sentenced to 6 years imprisonment. Whether Ekpa is doing it, Casey, the mayor, or not. Governors Uzodimma, Peter Mpa, Soluto, Wefo, Dave Umahi, Yeso Wiki, all South governors, Ababio, Abaribe, Uzo Ochikalo, are all Finland prisoners, because you are within the territory for which Simon Ekpa was fighting for. Going back on the issue of Mazi Simon is not doing it, Casey Mayor. Well, the system of emancipation is defined in self-determination guidelines. However, no history of Britain shows where freedom is granted without resistance, except in Nigeria, where Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and Ahmad Bello failed collectively to do simultaneously what one Northern Rhodesia Protectorate did, which is equivalent, or which was equivalent of Northern Nigeria Protectorate. Southern Rhodesia Protectorate, which is equivalent, or which was equivalent of Southern Protectorate or Niger Coast Protectorate. Then we have Nyasaland Colony, which was equivalent of Lagos Colony. All these three nations refused entirely. They were amalgamated as they did to Nigeria within the same period of time, but they resisted it, and today they are at peace and working effectively to develop their nation. But for Nigeria, they amalgamated these three countries together, and they accepted it without working to unify it, but rather to despise one another, especially the southeastern region. And the politicians of this extraction remain in the various houses, and they remain mute whenever the other groups are going against them. Instead, they come back home to show the masterfulness in their own power against their own people. They are only powerful when they return home, but at the national level, they are houseboys. They cannot speak and represent their people. They cannot fight to get the amenities others are getting. But the moment they cross River Niger, they become lords and power that be. It is unfortunate, even at the 21st century, that those African leaders still remain puppet neo-colonialists for the colonialists themselves. They use these African leaders as proxy authority to African nations. That is wonderful. It must be understood that African freedom fighters suffered and went through British tortures and accusations. And these leaders included Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, who was accused and allegedly been put to prison by British authority. Julius Nyerere of Tanzania did for Tanzania when Britain was in control. Jomo Kenyatta suffered similar allegations when British was in control. Robert Mugabe and Joshua Nkomo suffered similar allegations and imprisonment when Britain was aiding Ian Smith of Southern Rhodesia against the liberators. Sam Nujoma and Adema Tofio of Namibia, that is Swabo, suffered similar cases under the British aiding of Pieter Botha of old South Africa. Nelson Mandela and Walter Sisulu and others of ANC suffered similar fate. Today, Traore is suffering the same menace of harassment from the French government. In Nigeria, we have Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also being under torture under the government of the APC from Muhammad Buhari to Ahmed Tinubu, supported by British government. There is no difference between what happened in the 60s against all these Pan-Africanists mentioned above. The spirit of Pan-Africanism was to promote the unity and solidarity of African states, to coordinate and intensify their cooperation and efforts to achieve better life for the people of Africa, to defend their sovereignty, their territorial integrity, and achieving this independence, whereby there will be no interference by the former colonial masters. But unfortunately, this does not work because of the interest of African leaders to exploit their people. This did not go well with the spirit of the formation, which was to eradicate all forms of colonialism from Africa. Finally, to promote international cooperation. All these are put together in the Charter of United Nations and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Does it work in Africa? Does it work with Nigerian government? Does it work with the spirit of self-determination as stated by the above mentioned articles and instruments? Therefore, jubilating over the sentencing or arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa, it did not start today, like I stated. In 1963, Robert Mugabe was arrested. This did not stop there. His compatriot, Joshua Nkomo, was arrested in 1964. This did not stop there. Sam Nujoma of Namibia was arrested also in 1966. All these are aided by British government. Same applied to Nelson Mandela, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Simon Ekpa. None of these patriots and liberators never suffered this type of humiliation, and this explains the prelude to the independence of these nations. So it is not important, it is not worth jubilating by those who are jubilating that Mazi Simon Ekpa was sentenced to 6 years. When this happened to Mugabe, Nelson Mandela, Sam Nujoma, Joshua Nkomo, all these affected the people, even those that we are aiding and helping Britain to execute these arrests and imprisonment that are indigenous to the land. So it does not matter what has happened before will happen again. And it will continue, it will not stop now. The good news is that Mazi Simon Ekpa has been admitted into National Freedom Liberators African Hall of Fame, as well as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, following his detention since 2015, fighting for the liberation of Biafran nation. With today's arrest and the prosecution, there is no difference between Muhammadu Buhari and President Tinubu compared with Ian Smith of South Rhodesia, Peter Botha of old South Africa, and British government during the decolonization of Republic of Ghana, called Congo, Tanganyika, called Tanzania, and the allegations made against them using terrorism, as well as the allegations used by Tinubu and Buhari being advised by British government against Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let historians and analysts critically analyze these allegations of terrorism against the liberators since 1954, that is today being employed by the relationship between Nigerian government and the present British government against the victims of Biafran liberation struggle, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. With all these allegations, one would realize that the presidency of Ahmed Tinubu and Buhari are meant for the British control and usage for the prosecution of Pan-Africanists in the present day Nigeria and Biafra struggle. With this, we end this very program. We thank you for watching. These are historical facts and must be understood in accordance with the struggle of African liberators, which today Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been admitted into the African National Freedom Liberators Hall of Fame. Thank you. God bless you all. And congratulations to these young men. Their struggle for the liberation of their people who are marginalized by Nigerian government and the British authority and their allies. Thank you. Share this very program to your friends and well-wishers. It is historical for those who do not know what is going on internally within the politics of Nigeria and Britain and what they are doing against the Southeast. Forget the Igbo politicians who are dancing around those who are killing their people, speaking nothing in the Senate, House of Representatives, and the government of Ahmed Tinubu. They are all there filling their pocket and come back empty-handed for their people.